also wanted to just give a reminder, and then we'll go back to some questions. A reminder that graduate students must maintain that 3.0 throughout their program, even in a pandemic. There's just, it's just what it is. It's our university agreement and our rule in the School of Education that goes with our accreditation. So if you find that you're worried about that, please reach out to your advisor to start looking at what you can do to kind of rescue it, or what kind of plans you can put in place. I really hate sending those letters at the end of a term. And then I think also the OAEs. Harrison, do you want to talk about those quickly, and then we'll get back to questions?
Yes, it's been our long-held practice in the School of Education that in order to student teach, you have to have passed all of your OAEs. We just think it's incumbent that the students that have you as their student teacher be assured that you know what you're talking about. And Ohio defines that as having passed those tests. No matter how you get your license in Ohio, you have to pass your content tests or they won't let you teach, right? So we know that it's just been crazy trying. Well, first of all, you couldn't even get tests scheduled in the spring because everything was closed down. Now things are opened up, but they're only at half capacity, right? Because they got to maintain that distancing. And if the uptick continues to happen in our corner of the state, they might shut back down again. So it's crazy, and it's too much stress on the system for you all. So what we did for this semester, students who are student teaching this semester were just asked to at least take one of the OAEs. And I'm very happy to say everyone did that, right? Everyone has taken at least one OAEs. We want all this, we would love to have all the student teachers haven't passed, because what happens is that superintendents or principals look at our student teachers, and when they find out they've passed their OAEs already, they go, I might want to hire that person, right? And if you've got all your OAEs already passed, then you're a sure thing. They don't have to wait to see if you're going to pass, right? And we've gotten lots of students who have gotten jobs in March and April because they already had it already taken care of. They just had to finish up, get that piece of paper, that transcript and that license, and then they just walked into the job. We know it's been hard this semester, so we've waived that requirement so that you at least had to take one of the OAEs. Some of our people have already taken and passed multiple of those tests, so they're okay. We're going to extend that to the second semester as well. So if you're student teaching in the spring, we're going to continue to say you have to take at least one OAE. Another part of this is economic. Some of you were out of jobs for 2-3 months. How do you pay for it when you haven't had any income at all? So we're trying to be mindful of what you all have gone through. And I know it's hard. I know it's expensive, but you can't get a license in Ohio unless you've passed that. So now that being said, we want you to take it. There's an OAE testing schedule. You should take those tests as you finish your content the best way you can. Schedule it as soon as you can. Take the test. And the goal is that you pass it. So by the end of your student teaching, you're already done and ready to step out into the field. So, we're trying to be mindful of your needs, but also mindful of the fact that students, need to make sure they've got teachers in front of them who are well qualified. We're about being well qualified and marketable. We want you to get jobs. It's about jobs.
And we have the study guides that you can use through the library. And if you either don't have that connection or you've lost it or forgotten it or whatever, then let me know and I'll send you that link, because you can just use your library card and you can connect to any of those study guides that apply to the OAE you're taking.
So I have a question about that. So I'm in that boat where I have taken 0 tests and I am student teaching in the spring. Mm-hmm. Do you have one that you would recommend setting as a priority?
All right, I'm going to look at my qualified faculty to make that determination. You're in early childhood?
I'm in early childhood.
Right.
I am in the spring. I will be student teaching, and I've taken 0 because when I was getting ready to schedule them, everything shut down.
I would take the 001 because that's the first one, and then there's and that's just basic, kind of a basic knowledge one. Then there's an 018 and an 019 that have the math pieces, and you've already had that math class, I believe. I'm not
Yeah,
looking at.
I've had everything, but I'm having to take different reading classes.
Yeah,
But so
that's fine. It's just a different schedule, but it'll be fine. And after you take that reading, that last reading class, before you student teach, try to take that 090.
so that's kind of the order you'd recommend them in. So if I can okay. 'Cause I may not get through all of those.
Yeah, 001, and then 018 and 019 kind of go together. They count as one, really. There's one fee for those. So it's not like you're paying twice for two different tests. And then the 090, the reading one, that would be the one I would suggest to leave till the end, till you've had most all of your coursework, because of that reading emphasis that you would need to have had class for.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
And about that early childhood, those tests are changing.
Yeah.
So you would have the PK primary license, so 001, 018, 019,
Yeah.
and then the foundations reading. But beginning July 1st, the 001 test will become a different test. And the
So
1819 becomes a different test. So you want to make sure you kind of pass them by June 30th.
Yep.
Of next year.
Of 2021, correct.
And then I had a question regarding the temporary license that they're giving now. Is there going to be more information regarding that and when we need to apply for that if we're
Yes,
choosing semester?
Yeah, so for those of you who are student teaching this semester, the Ohio legislator gave a little bit of leeway and started issuing temporary licenses for people who just finished in May, who have not passed their OEs because things were shut down. Allow them a 1-year pass, so from July 1st to June 30th of having this temporary license. Danielle is student teaching this semester, so we just need to make sure we apply before December 1st. So I'll be talking to you all about that, about when to apply for it. And as long as you apply before December 1st, and then you finish your student teaching, you can then get the temporary license that will only be good until June 30th.
Right.
And then it goes away. So it might actually get you it can give you a teaching position beginning in December, right? As soon as you have that. So that's our hope.
Right.
Yeah. There are lots of dates. Trust me when I tell you that we'll be making sure we're very succinct about the dates and the timeline and stuff. We don't want anyone caught surprised by anything. So we'll be putting out some very clear directives about, especially that ECE test that's changing. The secondary tests, the middle childhood tests, those are all going to stay the same. It's just that primary test, that pre-K-5 test, that kind of changes. We want to make sure you're up on that. Yes, Deanna.
So just to be clear, the ECE will be through 5th grade when we finish this program, if we finish in May, but the test will reflect that, or the new test starting 2021 will reflect that? And how does that play into what our licensing will be?
So your license will be a pre-K-5. It's the matter of which test you're going to take. If you take your test prior and you finish up in May, then of course you will take 001, 018, 019. If you finish up after July 1st for your licensure courses, then you're going to have to take the newer tests. And we're trying to make sure that if you take those tests, those 001, 018, 019, you take them and pass them before July 1st.
And
With the,
some of you are in the dual licensure program.
Yeah.
So when the time comes, for those of you who are in special education right now, if you decide you want to get that dual license, that second licensure in early education, then I'll make sure to talk to you about what those new tests could mean for you. So don't worry that we will let you take the wrong test. I mean, we're going to tell you, sign up for this, sign up for this, sign up for this. So it's not going to apply for you if you're getting your early education this year and you student teach and get the test taken by May or June of 2021, but it would affect you if you were getting your license after that fact. So if you decided to get your early education license next year, then yeah, we'd need to talk about what those different tests would look like. But for now, you all are on the right path. And Maggie, I know you're going to be done by May. You're going to walk in May and you'll be finished in August. So we're not going to worry about those other tests. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
I do-
I see it.
I do want to add that while an announcement has not come out yet, I anticipate that that December graduation, may not happen since the university campus is closing on over Thanksgiving break. So if you if you are a December grad, we'll hope and pray that we can do that walk in May. Along with the May 2019 grads, the August 2020 grade, or May 2020, August 2020, and December 2020 grads will be likely walking in May as well. But we do break out the graduate and undergraduate, so it won't be too jam-packed.
The house will be full.
Or in 2027, we graduate 4,000 students. We'll just have to see. I hope not, but